What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's Vidge. So back with another video about the same topic, but I believe I finally have this figured out. You know, about scope sensitivities, aim down sight sensitivity, character movement, all that stuff. It seems like Epic Games have kind of made this a little more difficult than it really needed to be. Most games you don't have to go in and set all these sensitivities, or character movement, but I finally have it. The previous video that I put out, I just basically lowered my sensitivity, my controller sensitivity, so low enough to where I could just aim. So finally I went in game, and you know, where no one was around, when I had time, and really messed around with the settings of how to do this, and you know, your character movement to be fairly fast, but when you aim down sights that it will slow down to, you know, to your desired, you know, speed, and when you're aiming through a like a sniper scope or a assault rifle scope, how to change that. So hopefully that you guys find this very informative, and hopefully this is the last video I have to make, but this makes a lot more sense, even though it's been a pain for me, you know, to try to play and learn what is going on and how to adjust things. I think a lot of PC guys are pretty familiar with this, but us console guys really don't have to change a whole lot besides like look sensitivity when you're in, like, if you're playing whatever game, you know, like Battlefield or Call of Duty or something. But this makes a lot more sense. Hopefully you guys definitely find this informative. This has helped 100% for me on when I play. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video and get what I'm saying here. So what we're going to do, just like we did in the previous video, I'm on PS4, so what we're going to do is hit the options button on the controller. I believe on the Xbox One it's the button with the 3 lines, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. So the options button on the PS4 controller will bring this screen down here. We're going to go over to the wheel, hit X. So here we go. So the wireless controller sensitivity I have at 0.44, which is decent. It's not too fast, it's not too slow. That's basically your character movement, okay? So they're both X and Y is at 0.44. So if you scroll down, you got mouse ADS sensitivity, mouse scope sensitivity. So I believe that is strictly for PC. I've not messed with them. So let's go down to gamepad ADS sensitivity. Okay, so this is the controller, the gamepad. The gamepad ADS sensitivity, the gamepad ADS, which is aim down sight sensitivity, okay, mine is at 0.65, okay? To me, that suits me. So I'm trying to explain this the best that I can. So my character movement is at 0.44 up at the top, the controller sensitivity, and the gamepad aim down sight sensitivity is at 0.65, okay? So if I move this up to say 0.80, when I aim down sight, it's going to be faster, okay? This is what I did not understand in my previous video. So this is 100% the way it is now. I finally got it figured out. So like I said, so if I use the gamepad aim down sight ADS sensitivity, if I move it up to a 0.80, it's going to be faster when I hit the L2 to aim. If I move the 0.65 down to like a 0.40, it's going to be slower when I hit the L2 to aim. It's going to be slower when I'm aiming. So 0.65 seems to work good for me. So hopefully you guys understand that. So if I move it up, when I'm aiming down sights with the L2 button, it's going to be faster. If I move it down, it's going to be slower. Okay, so if you go to the gamepad scope sensitivity, now this is when you're in a scope, like a sniper rifle or whatever. With my controller sensitivity, my character movement at 0.44, the gamepad scope sensitivity at a 1 seems to be decent for me. It is not over the top, and I believe if you move your controller sensitivity, your wireless controller sensitivity up, say you go to a 0.75 and you leave the gamepad scope sensitivity at a 1, I believe it'll be faster when it's in the scope. Okay, so it all depends on what your the wireless controller sensitivity is, I believe. Like I said, if you move this up, everything else is going to move up with it. But for me, the character movement at 0.44 works great, and the aim down sights when you hit the L2 to aim, the 0.65 works good for me. It's not too fast, it's not too slow, and at a 1 in the gamepad scope sensitivity, it's not real fast. It's kind of on the borderline, but it's okay. It's workable. It's doable. So this is been a learning process for me. I don't know. Like I said, it seems like Epic has made this a little more confusing to us, at least me. I don't know about you guys, but it seems like a lot of people are definitely researching it because my last video is doing, it did get quite a few views. So hopefully you guys understand this. So real quick again, the top is your character movement, the X and Y controller sensitivity. This is how fast you're going to, like I said, if you move it up, you're going to move faster while you're aiming with the aim down sights. And the scope sensitivity, you're just going to have to go in game and really, seriously, you're going to have to go in the game and just see what works for you on all this. You may want your character movement up, you may want your aim down sights a little bit faster, a little bit slower, or your scope, you may want it slower, you may want it faster. But hopefully this really gives you guys some insight. Like I said, this has been a learning process for me. I don't know why it's kind of taken so long, and why Epic didn't put out how to really adjust these things, but this is 100% better than the previous video that I put out where I just lowered my controller sensitivity, which slowed me down, my character movement down, and I thought they just took away the aim down sight sensitivity, which they need to put, instead of calling it gamepad ADS or gamepad aim down sights, they need to call it more of controller ADS. That way people understand what they're saying. Most people don't call the controller a gamepad. So hopefully this has been informative, guys. If so, hit that thumbs up, and if you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. You guys have